Hello everyone, this is the fifth history tutorial video for class 7. We are going to continue the chapter from the previous video. We are going to look into the new kingdom of the Cholas in South India. Now, how did the Cholas rise to power? A minor chiefly family known as the Muttarayar held power in the Kaveri Delta. They were subordinate to the Pallava kings of Kanchipuram. Vijayalaya, who belonged to the ancient chiefly family of the Chola from the Urayur, captured the delta from the Muttarayar in the middle of the 9th century. He built the town of Thanjavur or present day Tanjore and a temple for goddess Nishumbha Nandini there. The successors of Vijayalaya conquered neighboring regions and the kingdom grew in size. The Pandyan and the Pallava territories to the south and the north were also made a part of his kingdom. Raja I, considered the most powerful Chola ruler, became king in 985 AD, expanded control over most of these areas. He also reorganized the administration of the empire. Raja's son Rajendra I continued his policies and even raided the Ganga Valley. So he also led expeditions to the north of India and also including the North India. And not only was his expeditions limited to North India, his expeditions also covered Sri Lanka and countries of Southeast Asia like Java, Sumatra, etc. And to conquer these countries in South Asia, he developed a navy. The big temple of Thanjavur and Gangaikonda Cholapuram, built by Raja and Rajendra, they are architectural and sculptural marvels. Chola temples often became the center of settlements which grew around the temple. These were centers of craft production. Temples were also endowed with land by rulers as well as by others. So temples were also given lands by the rulers as charity. The produce of this land went into maintaining all the specialists who worked at the temple or lived near it. So the land that was granted by the king to the temple, the produce from that land, the agricultural crops or anything that was produced out of that land, that went into use for the people who lived around the temple or the specialists who worked around the temple, like the priests of the temple, like the garland makers, the cooks, the sweepers, the musicians, dancers, etc. In other words, temples were not only the places of worship, they were literally the hub, the center of economic, social and cultural life as well. Among the crafts associated with the temples, the making of bronze images was the most distinctive. Chola bronze images are considered among the finest in the world. While most images were of the gods, the deities, sometimes images were made of devotees as well. Okay, this has been a short video. I am stopping here. We will continue with this chapter in the next video. Till then, bye.